Am I always fighting? No. But when I do, am I usually in the right? Also no. These are my most epic fights I've had on the internet. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you would like to support me even more or the things we're doing here at Purse for Studios, please go over to the YouTube page, Purse for Studios. You can subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can see some amazing content by queer people that is for queer audiences. This is the GGT. This is for the girls, the gays, and the days. All right, back to the program. Hey everyone, welcome to the YouTube page. It is me, Bob the Drag Queen. Before we get started, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You can tell me right now in the chat, what color are your shoes? Just tell me, or if you're not wearing shoes, just say it. I'm open to feuding. The engagement genuinely helps. And if you're not subscribed already, why are you not subscribed? Why are you doing that? Go ahead and click that button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Okay, so you guys know I've been involved in a little bit of drama lately. Okay, and by lately, I mean since you've known me. Since you've met me, I've been in these streets swinging. But I want you to know that this doesn't mean that I'm not a person with feelings and emotions. I think actually that means that I am a person with a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions. Let's talk, okay, what is a fight? For the purpose of this, I'm gonna say a fight is a disagreement. A fight is conflict. A fight does not mean resolution. Not all fights are yelling, not all fights are physical. Some of my fights have been physical and a lot of my fights have been yelling. There's definitely a lot of emotional. Some of them have been very public. Some of them are completely unresolved. I don't think that growth is like pretending a fight didn't happen. I acknowledge that I have a very strong hand in almost every single argument I've ever gotten to online. I've decided to break down my top 5 fights that I've had both publicly and behind the scenes. Number 5. Bob the Drag Queen versus Dorinda Medley. All right, so to be clear, this is how me and Dorinda Medley kicked off. I'm a traitor on The Traitors, season 3, right? When we were in the turret, me, Caroline, and Danielle Reyes, we were all in the turret together, and I did float the idea to murder Dorinda. I did float that idea, it was me, it's me. It was my idea to do it. But I wanna be very clear though, we all came to a unanimous agreement. It was unanimous, right? So I thought to myself, I didn't think there was gonna be any drama. I was like, oh, this is done, it's wrapped, she's gone. I was gone 3 episodes later. I did not last much longer than she did. So I'm like, well, you know, like for example, when I got out and Boss Rap got out, I felt good. I was like, he's out too. I feel vindicated, right? It did not end there. I didn't realize this. Everyone knows Drag Race fandom is toxic. Everyone knows this. What I did not know is the fandom from Real Housewives, they're on a different level. Because the difference is fans from RuPaul's Drag Race, they are crazy online. They are toxic. They have a lot of problems. They have a lot of problematic rhetoric, but they're usually doing it from their real account. But when you fight in the Housewives, you're fighting like Dorinda Medley's earring, Nene Leak's bracelet, Kim Zolciak's wig. Like that's like the name of the account. So I'm fighting all the drag queens, all the Housewives accessories. Me and Dorinda's wig are fighting. Me and you know, Phaedra's toenail. We're all arguing on Twitter, and they start coming at me. And the conversation became Bob the Drag Queen eliminated Dorinda Medley because he was afraid she would get more camera time. And then I just said, as a matter of fact, not as a matter of reading, I just said, I did not know who she was. I didn't know she had these epic moments. I didn't know about the clipped. I didn't know about do it nicely or whatever. I didn't know about any of this. I didn't know about her being on pause. And I believe this is probably what set Dorinda off on top of being. So now there's a double whammy, right? So I want to acknowledge that obviously her feelings she was feeling some kind of way because she got eliminated early. I got eliminated early. I felt some kind of way too. That is super duper valid. I want to acknowledge that as a real thing. I get it. It is real, okay? Then online when I said I didn't know who she was, I think she thought it was shade. I think a lot of people did not believe that I didn't know who the Housewives were, but I've said it several times, I don't watch Housewives.
This whole thing that after the fact you had to go on and get some more airtime, you know, for fame, for someone that you had no idea who she is. I thought that was wrong because I liked you and I wanted to get to know you.
So I was just saying, I don't know who she is, so that's not why I did it. I think this is what upset Dorinda. In fact, I don't think I know. She said it at the reunion. She was like, well, you were nasty on the YouTube. Why is that a dig?
Because it was negative on the YouTube. We can read it.
I remember she said the YouTube. Her saying the YouTube sent me. So now it's me versus Dorinda and Chanel Ian. I remember Chanel being like, you said here and after Ayan must die, which I did not say. That is very grand. It was very Shakespearean. Henceforth and beyond, Ayan, and like I didn't do all that. I was just like, let's have a conversation about Ayan. Let's talk about the medley. Once we started arguing on the thing, it became a conversation about me wanting stage time and me wanting to, I don't know. It was a lot. So it wasn't just me versus, it was me versus Dorinda versus Chanel Ayan versus the Housewives fan versus all of the Bravo verse. That's what it became. Me versus the Bravo verse. And honestly, for the most part, I think the internet was on my side. To be clear, I have no beef with Dorinda Medley. I have no beef with Chanel Ayan. I do have beef with the Housewife fans. Wake it up. Number 4, Bob the Drag Queen versus Violet Chachki. This is the clash of the Titans. This is the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7 versus the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8. But this, by the way, mind you, this was like after Season 10. So both of us have been irrelevant by this point. Neither one of us was current reigning. We were just 2 drag queens living our lives on tour. This is on the Work the World Tour. I am hosting the Work the World Tour. Violet Chachki is a feature performer on the Work the World Tour, right? So we're on stage and Valentina and Violet Chachki would stand right next to each other. Maybe it was alphabetical order thing. I don't remember. But one time I accidentally said, but Violet was first. I'm just looking over at them. I see 2 beautiful, stunning, feminine images. And I accidentally say Valentina. Then I go, oop, I'm sorry, Violet Chachki. And I may have made a joke. There's a small chance I might have not just left it at oops, although I don't remember. We go backstage. This is in San Francisco, and we are all in. So my dressing room was like it was like this curtained off. It's not even it's like a chunk of the green room with a curtain over it. So I'm standing in the green room / my dressing room, right? And then Violet Chachki walks up and she's eating a plate of orange chicken. By the way, backstage, Violet Chachki she only wears a pair of, I want to say Miu Miu's, her silk robe, and her tucking panties with her bush. Exploding out of the top. This is all she wears backstage. Everyone else is in flats. Violet Chachki is still up in pumps, very tall pumps. And her feet kind of cave in when she walks. I don't know if y'all ever seen this. Her heels anyway, that's not the point. So she walks up to me eating her plate of orange chicken and she goes,
"It's pronounced Violet Chachki."
Holding a plate of orange chicken. And I'm like, okay. And I go, I know how your name is pronounced. She goes, "It's pronounced Violet Chachki. You had one job." So now I'm mad, right? I'm tired. The show's over. I'm irritated. Violet Chachki's holding this plate of chicken. The chicken was pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. Something about the way she was like eating this Chinese food and looking at me, acting unbothered. It was making me very bothered. So then I said to her, so I snapped back and I said, well, if you think my job is so easy, how about, I said, how about tomorrow you host a show and then I'll get up in the lira, which is that little circle thing, the thing that the burlesquers and trapeze artists and circus performers dance on. I said, I'll get up in the lira and do a shaky number and you host a show and we'll see who does the other jobs better. So now I have fully aggressed this woman. Well, she attacked me first. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna meet you where you at. Y'all know me. If you take it to the first floor, I'll take it to hell. I don't care. So now we're back there when we are now fully screaming. We are like screaming. And Violet Chachki is taller than you think she is. I just want to be clear. Violet Chachki is probably like 5'11", 6 feet tall. She's in heels. I'm in flats. We are face to face, screaming in the middle of the green room. Everyone is standing around. This is also one of those tours where it's a big city. So when you stop in a big city, all these random drag queens and promoters and club people all end up showing up. So the green room is very full. There's Chinese food out. Me and Violet are screaming at each other in the middle of the room, just yelling in each other's faces, like just screaming at each other. And then she goes, "Why are you screaming?" Which I hate. I hate when someone riles you up and then acts like you being riled up is crazy. This drives me crazy. Like, what? Why are you so mad? I'm just trying to eat my chicken. And then I yell at her, then go eat your chicken. Go eat your chicken. I am like screaming at the top of my lungs. No one is eating anymore. Everyone's now looking at us. And then I think at this point we realize everyone is like, Now, if I had to think of this from Violet's perspective, I don't think it was about the fact that I said her name wrong. I said her name wrong probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 shows at this point. I just kept getting tongue-tied, right? So I feel like she was like, for her, it was more about respect. And it started as like a playful argument, but then it just blew out of proportion. We got so angry. We started screaming at each other. I want to be clear. Me and Violet are friends to this day. I don't think anyone won this fight. I don't think there was a victor in this one. We're in great standing. We don't dislike each other. And I think this was like a combination of like pride and then social pressure. And then like we had been on tour for a while. So there's like the timing. All of this balled together just ended up being like the clash of the has-beens. Number 3, Bob the Drag Queen versus Ginger Minj. I don't think this one needs a lot of fanfare, so I'll be quick on this one.
If I can take up that much free space in that brilliant mind, I'm okay with it.
So I'm gonna keep it quick. I'm gonna keep this one, I'm keeping it quick. So this all started publicly when I told a story about Ginger Minj ruining a drag queen's wig, a Naomi Smalls' wig. I didn't say her name, but Naomi did say her name. So then I started hearing like a little chitter chatter between, obviously we have a lot of mutual friends, that Ginger Minj was like, I don't think Bob likes me. Which in Ginger's defense was not completely untrue. I didn't think favorably of her. But then it started becoming like, it started manifesting itself. And then I started to really like feel upset about her and not like her, because I started hearing friends saying Ginger said this, and then they're telling her I said this. And then I think the next step of it was me making a lot of jokes about Ginger on different podcasts. To be clear, this doesn't feel particularly targeted in my opinion. I have made a lot of jokes about a lot of people, and I'm usually doing it in reference to what they're doing on RuPaul's Drag Race, what they're doing on TV, what they're wearing, how they acted, how they sang, how they interacted with other queens, awkward moments they have. Yes, I made a lot of jokes, and I know everyone don't like to play. Everybody don't like to play. I know that. As Layla McQueen says, my love language is bullying, you know? So I think that all of that combined, it culminated into Ginger Minj going on a press tour where she insinuated that I lie on several different podcasts. So now I'm mad, right? This crossed the line for me. I have now crossed over, right? I made a response video. Monet made a video responding to my video making a response. Full disclosure, I recorded a response video to Monet. Monet reacts to the Bob the Drag Queen Ginger Minj video. But I said, I think we're gonna let this one, we've beat this dead Alaska to death. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this one, I don't really know how to categorize this one as like, except it is just unresolved, right? The boundaries were not clear on this one. I don't currently have any particularly hard feelings toward Ginger Minj, but I think that we might be a little bit oil and water. I do think that. Number 2, Bob the Drag Queen versus Jinkx Monsoon. Okay, this is one that this is a story I haven't told many times. This is me versus Jinkx Monsoon. I'm sorry. I think I'm realizing I might be the problem because I fight a lot. So me and Jinkx Monsoon's fight was actually the tail end of a fight that I had with Alaska. So me and Alaska got into this huge argument about me being 4 minutes late to the bus. If you want to hear that story, go over to the Sibling Rivalry page, watch my interview with Alaska. We talk about it, right? And then Alaska was late the next day. The very next day, Alaska was late, but she was wasted, right? So Alaska and Jinkx are walking toward me and Acid Betty in the airport, and they are stumbling. And then Acid Betty goes, "Is she drunk?" And then I go, "Obviously." And then she goes, Acid Betty says, "Jinkx or Alaska?" And I just look at her and I go, "Yes," to imply that they're both drunk, right? So it was a little yuck I made. So I made a joke because Jinkx has been very public about having a little bit of a problem with the juice. Getting a little loose on the juice, you know, which to get a little silly on tequila. Get a little frisky with the whiskey. You know what I mean? Which I have had this problem as well, right? So I think that she was triggered by this because she was still in her drinking era, and then she overheard this. So then we get to the layover. We're in Detroit, Michigan. at the airport. This is a massive airport. If you've ever been to the Detroit, Michigan airport, it's a massive, massive airport, right? The girls are like scattered across the Delta Lounge sleeping. I find Jinkx on the ground sleeping at the airport in the Delta Lounge. And I go up and I give her a little shake and I say, hey, Jinkx, the flight's boarding. And Jinkx kind of wakes up looking very disheveled. I went around, by the way, I went around doing this to everyone. I was like, hey, I don't want anyone to miss our flight. We have a show tonight. So I went around shaking all the girls. I shook Alaska. I shook Jinkx. I may have, there were like 3 girls who were sleeping. I was like, we're boarding. Because I had woken up in a tizzy, right? And I wake up Jinkx, and Jinkx is kind of looking disheveled, and she like doesn't want to wake up, and she lays back down. I was like, okay, well, I tried. And then I go to I'm at the gate, and then Jinkx shows up. And I don't know if you've ever seen Jinkx out of drag, but it's very much giving like The Craft. Like she is like wearing all black. It's always flowing a hill. This like bright red hair, probably a choker. Out of drag, Jinkx gives the kid who ate lunch with the lunch ladies. Like, I mean, same. Oh, well, we're gonna be in a fight again. So then, The Craft, what's her, Fairuza Balk? What's her name? Fairuza Balk. So next thing I know, Fairuza Balk is storming toward me at the gate, and I can see it's like there's like lightning striking behind her. There's wind flowing. She's at like 1 inch off the ground, toes scraping on the ground, and I am like, her sights are like locked on me. And then she comes up to me. She gets 1 inch away from my face. I'm telling you, this close to my face. I'm about to board. As I'm going to like swipe my card, she goes, did you think I was too drunk to wake myself up, Bob? And I was like, And then she storms past me, goes on the plane. Now, to be fair, again, Jinkx and I, we are cool. We do not argue. We have no arguments. We've not had an argument since that day. That's not true. So, but Jinkx and I are cool to this day. We're both on Broadway. You can come see Jinkx, Monsoon, and Omer. You can come see me in Moulin Rouge. We are peers. We are great. We are happy. She is one of my predecessors. She's the queen of all queens. She's the queen of all queens. I love Jinkx. This one is resolved. And finally, number 1, Bob the Drag Queen versus the Chocolate Twink. Okay, last but not least, this is the physical one. This is the time that I body slammed the Chocolate Twink at Hardware. So I had filmed RuPaul's Drag Race, but the season had not aired yet, right? I still remember what I was wearing. I was wearing this psychedelic looking kind of tent dress that was tied around the thighs with a pink giant like band at the thighs. And I was wearing this big red wig, actually the red wig that I wore in my Drag Race promo video, and these big pink and yellow heels. This is what I was wearing. And I think I was lip syncing to Rihanna, maybe Only Girl in the World. Maybe it was S&M, but I was lip syncing. I step off the stage, I take 1 step off the stage, and this guy comes up and he grabs me. Like he pins my arms to my side. And then I was like, I'm still trying to lip sync, right? So I'm still like trying to like, make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world, while trying to be like, hey, please let me go. I didn't say please, I said, you gotta let me go. And then he wouldn't let me go. I'm the only one that you'll ever love. Let me go. Like I'm the only one who knows your heart. You have to let me go. When I let me go, then I said to him, I said, if you don't let me go, I'm gonna have to take you down. I remember saying that. I'm gonna have to take you down. He did not let me go. And I'm not one to, I have to deliver on my promise. If I don't deliver on my promise, then what? So next thing I know, he is looking at the ceiling. His legs have swung through the air, and I fully like body slam him on the ground. And then I get him pinned down. He stayed on the ground. I don't know where this guy is. I know I know for a fact this guy remembers getting body slammed by. There is no way on earth this guy does not remember getting body slammed by Bob the Drag Queen. Girl, we can be friends now. Come through. We'll do an interview. We'll do a little interview just for my page. So I body slam him and I pin him down, and then I'm like now shaking. As a reminder, guys, this is literally the only physical altercation I have ever been in as an adult. I have never been in a physical altercation as an adult, except this one time. Literally this one time. So I get up on stage and I do this epic speech. Here's the speech.
Pause it. Pause the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to have fun with everyone here. I do. But you cannot feel like it is your duty to jump up and get handsy with me. Now, I would do a lot of jokes with people. You can do jokes with me, but I will not get physical with you. It is not in my nature. And I'm going to call the show. Thank you all for coming out today. My name is Bob the Drag Queen. I'm here every single Sunday. Stick around for more next stage of Miss Cracker. These Nikki women going to spin the beats. Have a good night, y'all. Have a great night. Take it away, Nikki.
I feel like me versus this twink in hardware was kind of like the precursor to Chris Rock versus Will Smith. By the way, Monet Exchange still makes fun of me for it to this day. I think Miss Cracker or Monet put the speech in a mix, like in a performance number. So I go downstairs at Harvard and I'm like, guys, I just had, they were doing the show after me. And they were like, why did you end the show so early? And I was like, girl, I just got into a fight. But I was like angry. I was like still shaking from like having to body slam someone. They were like, what? I was like, they thought I was doing a bit. I said, no, girl, I just had to body slam this patron who wouldn't let me go. And they were like, no. Little did I know it was all being recorded. I did not know this footage would last as long as it has lasted. So after I body slammed the guy, I went downstairs. I had to calm down. Monet and Miss Cracker were actually very like relaxing and calming to me in the moment. But to this day, Monet does still make fun of it a lot. And honestly, it doesn't bother me. I actually do think it's a really funny story. I have no problems with this, but I am not a physical person. I just want that to be clear to everyone in the world. I am not a physical person. That doesn't mean I won't fight you. Obviously, I will body slam you, but it's not my first choice. I don't want to body slam you, but I will body slam you. So what have I noticed about myself? I am a very confrontational person. I will say sometimes I walk head first into conflict. I genuinely do not mind fighting. It doesn't bother me. Physically fighting does bother me, but honestly, arguing with someone, addressing uncomfortable situations does not shake me at all. I am more than happy to engage in a conflict. In fact, sometimes I kind of prefer it. Is that toxic? Maybe. But how do I handle conflict now versus then? I mean, I would say, like, for example, with the Jinkx thing, you know, I see that she was going through something, her battle with alcohol consumption, something I've also battled with. And that is not something to make light of. Well, I don't know, I still make fun of people drinking. But I think it's because I have a problem with drinking too. So I'm like, I could do it, but it probably is not going to be great if it's someone who's currently still chug-a-lugging. As far as physical altercations go, I don't see myself being in any physical altercations with anyone anytime soon. I said before, I don't know if I can still fight, and I also am not interested in finding out. I don't want to know. I'm just going to assume I'm not good at it, and please don't fight me. I'm a pretty large person. Most people leave me alone. I'm a big guy. So most folks are just like, I don't want the smoke with the big guy. So I'm going to keep using that to my advantage. Now, obviously, there's different, there's a big difference between being right, being effective, which is what I was in my body slam, and then being safe, which I was trying to create as well. But I don't think that arguments mean that you cannot still be friends with someone. Me and Monet argue all the time. We are still best friends to this very day. Oh my God, Monet is such a fake, phony, annoying. My wig is sliding back. I'm so annoyed with this fake, phony, St. Lucian ass. Now, some of y'all may be new here, so I want to know, which one of these fights surprised you the most? Were you shocked by this? Also, be honest. Do I seem confrontational? Do you think I'm a confrontational person? Be honest with me. You don't have to lie to me. Be honest, guys. All right, thanks everyone.